Rodeados de geladas en las increíbles montañas Simien, hacemos un alto para que Ayenafi nos describa a estos particulares animales.
Historically, they used to be considered as a baboon, and they are really, one of the jewels of the Simien Mountain National Park.
Sure.
And the geladas actually are nowadays restricted to the high mountains or plateaus of Ethiopia. They have two main activities in a day: grazing or feeding, and grooming. And when you say grazing, almost more than 90% of their diet constitutes that of a grass, but they do supplement it with seeds, leaves, and other things. Definitely. And even as you see it now, because of the dry season, they do dig the ground to get roots, rhizomes, yes, bulbs, so that they do supplement their water intake. And really, they have got one of the most organized social structure next to humans. So they are really very lovely ones. And most of the time you will find them like in groves of certain.
The little one playing.
Oh yeah,
between
sure.
them.
Definitely, it's like more of social life.
Yes.
And we do have what we call it, one male unit. This means that there is one alpha male, and there may be submissive or another young one with him, with 5 to 8 hams, as well as the youngsters. Yes. This one forms one male unit, so that means they have got one male. And when one male unit grow beyond the capacity, and especially when the alpha is unable to attend grooming the females, they do form the second level of organizations, which they call it band. They are not territorial. They can come together for feeding, but basically in terms of their way of life, many one male unit together, they call them like associate one male units will form the next level, which they call it the band. But there is another third type of organization which is called all male units. This is all males, means it's mostly a group composed of bachelors. They call them the disturbances because these are singles male who are waiting for their turn. Yes, sure. And generally, it took about 4 years for a female to get matured and give birth, and a male that can't be matured until 5 to 7 years because because he can be matured, but he can't establish his own family. He needs to chase
because they don't give the space.
Definitely. Yeah. But by the way, the females are the true leaders of the group. They decide the direction of feeding. Plus to that, even when there is a fight between the alpha and the incoming young male, regardless of who won the battle, it is the female who decide to accept or reject.
How long can they live?
In captivity, basically, it is reported that they can last for some 30 years, but in the jungle, it's really very short. It's reported to be between 12 to 14 years.
12 to 14.
Yeah, by the way, these are not still well studied. There is a research group even now in this park from Michigan University. They are studying their behavior. They are now coming up with new discoveries and especially about their vocal cord. Previously we used to know that they do have certain expressions, signals through their faces, or you have seen the male with a red chest. Because of this, even it's called like the bleeding heart monkey. And also sometimes they call them like the lion monkey because of the mane or the fur that looks like a lion. And so we know these are some of the signals, but now it's understood that they have countless vocal cords through which they pass messages.
Incredible.
Yeah, and really, they are
very similar to us, no?
Yeah, almost. Most of their feature is almost similar to us, and especially, when they do grooming in the morning, they do grooming actually throughout the day, but the morning and the afternoon, the evening, nearby, like late afternoon, is the main time for grooming. Plus to that, they do establish strong bondage or link among different groups, between the male and the female, between the young and the old. So it gives them social satisfaction. As I said, even when one male unit grows beyond the limit, the alpha or the male can't attend grooming. You have to groom all the females. So in such case, those females which were not attended by the alpha will technically leave the group to stabilize their own, group with the incoming one, or with other groups.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
These geladas are endemic of this area.
Up to 4 to 5 pockets in the country where we have the geladas, but the Simien is the main place for the geladas. You can't find geladas in large number in other areas, so they are endemic to Ethiopia, and in Simien they are really, their stronghold is the Simien mountain.
It's good to know also that we are very high here.
Yeah.
3,260
or plus, like that. Today, the geladas are facing environmental change and human intrudement, but still they have the skill or the capacity to adapt to local situations. You can see, they can still live in harmony with, domestic animals. But basically, they are competing with the same grass, because the grass is the main important diet for the geladas. So it's really, it's a pity to see them in the park, but on the other side, it can again tells you that they can still live, together in peaceful harmony.
Hay muchísimos animales, podemos caminar entre ellos, hay algunas reglas básicas que hay que cumplir. Por ejemplo, no hay que mirarlos directamente a los ojos porque si no se pueden sentir amenazados, ni tampoco hacer movimientos muy violentos, ¿no? Hay que hacerlo despaciosamente y ellos no se sienten intimidados en lo más mínimo. Vemos algunos machos, algunas hembras con sus crías, otras crías jugando solas entre ellas. Está un poco nublado, pero la vista que se tiene de la Simien Mountain, de las montañas Simien, es increíble. El panorama que hay, toda una serie de valles, picos, montañas, es una vista fascinante.